All right. So, very good morning, guys. Let's continue with our day two of discussion on the syllabus part. So, yesterday I could not discuss about the complete syllabus. What we discussed yesterday, a quick recap that module 1, module 1, all the students should have good knowledge of core Java and with that data structures, like how we are going to use these data structures concepts like array list, linked list, tree set, hash set, hash map, etc. in our projects. Plus, importantly, Java 8 features, which is the trending topic today in interview. So many companies, they're asking questions on Java 8 feature. Only once your core Java learning is completed, then we can start with module 2. Now module 2 is outdated. Is what? Outdated. So we need not spend lot of time on these technologies as they are legacy applications, very old implementations where you will learn servlets, you will learn JSP, JSTL tags, then you will learn JDBC, then SQL, and then we will also do here one mini project. Now this project has no importance, zero importance. So I will spend only 10 days of time teaching you this module 2. But when it comes to module 3, that is where, okay, the importance of learning will begin. And we'll have to match our complete learning as per the industry standards. So module 3, I very clearly mentioned yesterday, for you to start your learning with Spring Boot, firstly, you should know core Java. So Spring Boot is very essential. I gave you one layman term explanation from our front end of the application like Angular. If you want to read the data, I have one HTML form. I'll enter the name, email ID, mobile number. When I click on submit, Spring Boot will read that data. Now that data what Spring Boot is reading, it will give it to Hibernate. And using Hibernate, we will store that data in your database like MySQL, Postgres, etc. Right? But Spring Boot, Hibernate, this is all to study core Java must and should. Then with this now, we are going to learn REST API development. REST API development. This is what we discussed yesterday. That API development, which is also called as web services. Okay, this will also be called as RESTful API development. Fine. Only once your API development is completed, we can start with microservices, which is again a trending topic. So most of the projects today being developed in the company is based on microservices, and lot of interview questions you can expect in microservices. Fine. So I'm just giving the heading right now, but in turn it has lot of subtopics which we will discuss in depth manner. Also, I have promised one thing, that learners who are learning this for the first time, do not get scared about listening to these terms. Okay, I promise this will be easy, simple to learn, provided every day's work you practice that day itself and complete it. Huh. The problem will start when I have taken 10 classes and 10 classes practicing, you're doing it in one day. That should not be the learner's attitude. Then I talked about Kafka, right, which is very important for real-time messaging. I gave you an example of Bombay Stock Exchange and we understood many things about Kafka. Now let's continue our journey from here further. The next thing also I talked about JUnit plus, okay, Mockito. You can see that now, okay, most of the places basically, okay, it has been written down in your requirement job description. Student should know JUnit, Mockito and Jacoco. right? We also talked about why Jacoco, because when you perform unit testing, is your testing that you are doing, is it testing every line of code? If you're not testing every line of code, then Jacoco will give us the percentage of testing completed and how much percentage of testing, okay, we have not done there. If there is 10 lines of code, my J unit is testing only 5 lines, then 50% testing is successful, but 50% of the testing, for that you have not written any J unit test. Now, how to write this? All that we will see in our practical slowly later. Okay. Then we are going to do one major project. So here we will develop one e-commerce portal. Fine. So in this e-commerce portal, we will see how photos are being uploaded. Okay. Then after that, how add to cart product, feature is being developed here. Then after that, once you add a product to the cart, how we can proceed towards payment gateway. These all things we will be looking at it with microservices concept. Fine. So this will be our major project. And once you learn this e-commerce portal, right, we can show this e-commerce portal like anything. For example, Titan. Now that is also an e-commerce portal, correct? Now we have this lens card. That is also an e-commerce portal. Am I right? Now if you look at HP, they have their own website, which is an e-commerce portal, correct? So we will try to implement all these major functionalities. How a user goes to e-commerce portal, performs a search operation there. After searching, he selects a product, add to cart, how payment is being done, how login feature is developed, how logout feature is developed. This all we will be exploring that. Fine. Okay. So this is what, in short, I have discussed in my yesterday's series of lecture. I hope this part is clear for all of you. Good morning, sir. My question is, I'm 2015 pass out. Electronics and communication placement is possible or not? In fact, yesterday we already saw live, apart from our alumni meet, that many students who have got placed, right, are 2024 and even the gaps. So we already have a good amount of 2024 people placed and the data is available outside. Fine. Okay. Now let me continue from here further. Now what is very important? The next part of the syllabus is, okay, deployment. Okay. Whenever you're working in any company, it is very important that we people, okay, also have complete knowledge of deployment, right? Now what do you mean by that? So I'm going to write here DevOps. Okay. So see, developer, let's say he's writing the code, right? He's writing the code. Now all these code, he's writing it in his local computer. Fine. Now we need to firstly address few problems. For example, let's take this use case. When I was working for one of the MNC company, which was Fidelity, right? So there were two teams in my organization. Now one team was called as India team. One team was called as India team. And we had another team working on the same project from USA. So there were two teams working on the same project. One team was working from India, another team was working from USA. Okay. And we were all working on one project which is called as title insurance project. In short, this title insurance project is insuring your property. Property insurance. Earthquake happens. Okay. Your property is damaged. Some litigation is there. Then, okay, if you take an insurance, tomorrow if somebody claims your property, this insurance company, which is Fidelity, is going to fight your case. But now here, the challenge was we had few developers working from India. We had few developers working from India. And we had some more few developers, they were working from USA, right? They were working from USA. Like how today, most of you people are working from home, correct? The first question is, how do I integrate my code? Because this developer is working from a different location, he's working from a different location. How do I ensure that these people, whatever work they are doing now, this work is getting integrated? What do you mean by that? Okay, so let's assume as a team lead, I went to this employee working in India, I allocated one task to him. I said, you need to develop a login feature. And this login feature, you should be able to develop, okay, wherein user can log in with a username. Correct? User can log in with a username. Fine. So this developer in India, he developed this feature, right? And he adds his username. Now understand here, when the people are working in India, while I am working in the office, in US, nobody is working. We are taking the advantage of time zone. Why we make people work from different locations is because if people are working from India and US, when I am working, US people are not working. When US people are working, I am not working. But ultimately, development is happening 24 bar 7. Do you agree with that? See, that's what the advantage of time zone is. Okay. So now, let's say I allocated this task to the developer in India. You need to develop login feature. So he developed this particular thing. And after developing now, what this developer in India he will do, he will push that code to a management, source code management tool, right? Source code management tool. I will define what is source code management tool, the brand names of it bit later. Now he develops that and he puts that into the source code management. Now the source code management tool acts like a Google Drive. If I put my photo in Google Drive, I can take a link, I can give it to him. What he will do, he can download my photo from there. Then he can edit and he can again put that back to what Google Drive. So what changes he did, I can see. Are you understanding now? So now this guy has added a login feature and after adding, he left for the day. Okay, he left the office. Now the manager goes to this developer in US and he says, look, login feature with username is developed. Now I'm giving you one task. The task is now you have to implement, okay, login with OTP. This feature is not there here. I want to give, okay, the functionality to log in multiple ways. Login with OTP is required. So he will quickly develop the feature login with OTP. After developing, what he will do? He will now, okay, firstly, before developing, what he did now, he takes this code from the source code management tool, right, which is not developed by him. It was here. This code was given by this fellow. Now that code has been taken by the developer in US. And now to that code, what is he adding? What is he adding? He is adding a feature, OTP login. After he developed, what are we doing now? We are taking this code and again, I'm taking this particular code and again, I'm pushing it back to what? The source code management tool. Okay. Now, once his work is done, he left for the day. Next day, again, this employee comes from, okay, India. And now I'm telling, look, one of the developer in US, Mr. Smith, he has added an extra feature login with OTP. But now you need to work on adding login with email, right? So now here, this fellow, what he does now, okay, firstly, he will go here and take the latest code. And to that latest code, he will add one extra feature that's login with what? Email. Now, he will take this particular thing and then again he will push it back to what? Source code management tool. Now, after adding this login with email, OTP and username, we found one defect. That OTP number generated is 3-digit. Now, the customer wanted OTP digits to be 6-digit. 6-digit OTP number. So now, the manager takes this code and allocates that to one of the support team. He tells this developer in USA, there is a bug in this. So what you need to do, take that code from your source code management tool and this OTP feature that you see, fix the bug. OTP digit should be 6. He takes that, fixes the bug, and then after again, he pushes the code, but this time with what? Defect fix. Are you understanding now? So please understand, as a developer, whether you're a fresher, whether you're an experienced person, you should know how to work with a source code management tool, because the source code management tool will give us clarity about what? Okay, the source code management tool. The source code management tool will give us clarity about what? How to integrate our code. So integrate developers code. Okay, whether you're doing work from home, work from different offices, I can still integrate your code. The first advantage of this is integrate the code. The second advantage of this is now, whenever let's say this developer pushes the code. Whenever this developer pushes the code, right, who has added the code to the source code management tool? When he added, the history is also being tracked. So every developer, whoever is putting updated code in your GitHub, developer 1 puts updated code, developer 2 puts updated code, developer 3 puts updated code, all these code that is being now put into your source code management tool, I can track the history of that. Are you understanding now? I can track the history of that. So history of work. So with this, I now know if any new code gets updated, I'm in India, I can now look at the history and I can now find out, okay, this developer Smith has added the code with OTP. So now what I'll do, I will download the latest code into my local computer and further I will start working on it. Okay, everybody got this part? So history of changes. Okay. Now, how do I implement the source code management? That's where some popular, okay, source code management tools are there. Like earlier, Clear Case was very famous, right? Then after that, people started using SVN. But these two are today outdated, right? We don't use this anymore. Today, we are using a source code management tool like GitHub and then Bitbucket. So we'll be focusing in our training how to use a source code management tool. As a developer, if you don't even know how to work with that, then you will find it very difficult to work in the company's project. I hope this part is clear. So I'll be taking a lot of commands. Depth training I'll be giving you on Git and GitHub. So developer will develop the code in his local computer. Once he pushes that to GitHub, all the team members can access that code. Did you understand now? Is this part clear? So if you do not decode the syllabus, then you will blindly just follow whatever randomly person are telling anything. You should understand in reality what's happening in the company. We have to match to that and do our training. Is this clear? So tomorrow when you join the company, what will happen? One more thing. There's a new employee join. Now, when he joins the company, firstly I will tell him to download all the code from GitHub and put that in his local computer. You should know how to get the code from GitHub and put that in your local computer, right? And after you put the code in your local computer, the companies will give you KT, knowledge transfer, code walkthrough. What does it mean? The last 10 years, whatever has been developed, they will take you through that flow of the code. That look, this module is calling this is calling this is calling this is what is happening, then this is what it is returning, this is the flow that is taking place. And for that, they will make you to install, okay, the required softwares and get that code in your local computer. So when you join, they'll give you a welcome kit. They'll give you laptops, XYZ things, and then they will get the softwares installed. Then you'll have to connect with the source code management tool and get the project from there. Are you understanding? For this, near about 40-50 commands I will be teaching. Okay. Now, how to work with Git, and lot of interview questions will come on Git. Very, very popular in interview. Okay, interviews cannot get over without the concept of Git, like merge conflict, like what is forking, X, Y, Z things. Lot of questions will come. Okay, and you have to mention this in your resume. Don't just mention I know core Java, completed 6 months of training, give me job. Will not work. Okay, let's continue. Now see, the next thing, let's look at here some more important things. So now we understood that these developers what are going to do now. So I'm using here GitHub. Okay, the job of the developers is what now? Okay, the job of these developers is what now? Tell me. These developers that you see here, they will write all the code and their code is being integrated in what? GitHub. Their code is being integrated in what? GitHub. Who are these guys? These guys are our super duper developers. And the developers role ends here. Okay, they are not focusing on the deployment. What they do now, I got the requirement from the client. Based on that requirement, I will firstly prepare a design which I'll teach you in my classes. Then looking at the design, they will start writing the code. After the coding is done, testing will happen, right? After the testing is done, then we are ready for the deployment. Are you understanding now? Now comes into picture is the deployment process. What comes into picture? The deployment process. Okay, which is very much in demand today. A resume should have a mix of skill sets. Okay, If you just tell that I know development, then you're losing out 40% of the jobs. 60% of the jobs you can get it if you go till GitHub how to do this. But maximum jobs you're going to lose out 40% of the jobs if you don't know deployment. Now, out of every 10 jobs, I can tell you 6 to 7 jobs in IT is on these things. Some student tell, I want to learn Python, I want to learn Mon Stack. Definitely, I'm telling you, you will again happen to be unemployed. Okay? Pick the skills which has maximum projects in the market. So, for the deployment, now we should have complete idea about DevOps. Okay? Now, what idea about DevOps? Let's see this here. See, let's assume now, okay, I want, okay, to start one company. I want to start one company. Okay, one IT company I want to start. Traditional approach. Okay, let's say some 15-20 years back, I wanted to start one IT company. Now, those days, if I had to start an IT company, firstly, I should have an infrastructure. What do you mean by infrastructure? Not about desktops, sitting arrangements, AC for the employees. No, I'm talking about the servers infrastructure, server rooms. So what these companies would do now, they will invest crores of rupees and they will purchase servers. Hundreds of servers they are going to purchase, right? They'll purchase what? Servers. Hundreds of servers they are going to purchase. And they will set up a server room. Let's say there is one big storeroom there. Let's say I'm converting that to server room. I'll keep all the servers there. I'll interconnect all the servers. I will provide internet connection to it. I will maintain proper room temperature. I will maintain one administrator who will safeguard that particular servers. I will give security to the server room so that nobody can enter the server room, right? I have to maintain that. All that I have to do it. If you just go here to Electronic City Phase 2, there is Access Bank Data Center. I don't know today it is there or not. 15 years back when I was working, my company used to be in Electronic City Phase 2, right? Exactly opposite to my company, there used to be a data center. Data center means this big servers, they put that one big campus, 5 floors building, that is full data center. All your Access Bank application that is running in that data center. That is where your complete application load is, right? Now, people, when they used to come out of that particular office, they would come out with a bar phone. Smartphones were not allowed. What were allowed? Only bar phones, pencil, paper, nothing allowed. Very expensive to set up this now. But only after you set these infrastructure, I can take my software and deploy that in. Now, it's expensive. Definitely, I cannot spend so much of money, right? If I spend hundreds and hundreds of crores for infrastructure, then what will happen to my project development cost? That will be huge. Correct? That's going to be huge investment for me to develop a project. That's where what comes into picture is cloud services. What comes into picture? Cloud services. For example, now let's assume that I have here, okay, one of the account like AWS is one of the cloud service, right? I'm logging into AWS. Okay, I'm logging into what? AWS. Now, once I log into AWS now, after I log in, I can set up. Let me log in. Okay. Now, once I log in here, let me show you what this cloud services can help us do, right? Before the deployment, I will have to create an infrastructure. What do you mean by infrastructure? Servers, networks, security, okay, database setup, lot many more things we will have to do it, right? Virtual private cloud, so many concepts are there, which we will all see with patience one by one. But let me log in. Okay. Now, once I log in here, you see that I've got a UI. Now, I need not purchase the hardware. I can take the hardwares on rent from here. For example, I want to create a server. I'll just go here, and now what I'll do, I'll select one of the services, and then after, okay, I will create one server which I'm preparing it for my developers code to be deployed. Then I will give here some server name. For example, I'll select the operating system. I will all teach you this later. I'll select one operating system. Then after that, type of server you want, right? I'm going with a very basic one right now. What configuration of server you want, like how you go to a shop and decide what configuration laptop I want. I'll select this. Then after that, Okay, some more things I'm selecting which I'll talk about it, and then click on launch. That's it. My server is created. Are you understanding now? This, did I purchase a server or I'm taking server on rent? Now, what happens when I did this? Your Amazon company has physical servers in lot of places, like in India, in US, here, there, everywhere. You can see these are all the places where they have servers. Can you see that? These are all the places they have servers. Big data centers they have, and they're giving these data centers on rent. Got it? So I will have to learn how to set up an infrastructure before the deployment of my project. How do I balance the load on my application? Correct? Imagine now I have an application. Today, 1,000 people are accessing application. Tomorrow, when 1 lakh people access the application, it should not become like our VTU portal, exam portal. All the days it will work, but when results are announced, it will never work. Why? Because there is no load balancing concept on that. Correct? When the load increases, the number of servers should automatically increase. When the load decreases, number of servers should decrease. I should split the load, you know, I should split the load among the servers. I will run my application in 10 servers. How do I do all this? Correct? This is where your AWS concept, guys, comes into picture. Did you understand now? Everyone, what is cloud services? So using this now, I'll create my own infrastructure, servers, X, Y, Z things which I will teach you. So here, if you notice our module number 4, can you read this? DevOps and AWS services are essential technologies for modern software development and IT operations. DevOps bring together software development and IT operations to enhance the speed, quality of software delivery, while AWS provides scalable and reliable cloud infrastructure. What does it mean? Forget about all this technical definition. See in our way. Now, developer has written all the code here. Moment whatever code they have written now, when this GitHub is updated with a new code, here is where I have my infrastructure, and here is where I have my server. What is this? This is my server. Okay. Now what I want, moment they add the code to GitHub, automatically that code should be picked up and the code should be deployed to my server. I need not do this manually. The developer will push the code to GitHub. Moment the code is pushed to GitHub, automatically the code will be picked from there and it will go to the server. How do I do it? So we will have to have the knowledge of CDCI. What? For which I will be using what? Jenkins. Did you understand now? Now, firstly, okay, before we start with Jenkins, you should have the knowledge of what? GitHub. If you don't have knowledge of GitHub, because GitHub will be integrated with Jenkins, and then we should have the knowledge of what? Maven. Sir, what is Maven? These are all the tools I'm talking about now that you should know. We should learn Maven. Why Maven, sir? Now see, I've written my project code. Let's say I've got some project code here now. Now this project code, I have to package it for deployment, right? I've written all the code in Java. I've written all the code in what? Java. Can you see that here? I've written all the code. These are all Java files. Now, this Java files, I have to package it. Like you're in one house, rented house. Tomorrow you want to shift that house. What you will do? You will call one packers and movers. What packers and movers will do? He will take all your items, keep it in one van, and he will take it and deliver it on the other side. Now, taking those all house items and keeping it in a container is packaging. Whatever Java code I've written down now, I have to package that into one single file. All my project logic, I have to package it in one single file. And for that, I would require Maven. How, sir? See this here. Now, for example, I will use here Maven. Okay. I'll just use here Maven and see what Maven does at the end. Let's not do it this way. Forget about all these things that I'm doing it right now. Okay, let's directly go here. So this is one of my project. I'm going to my project working tree and I'm simply going to type here now mvn clean compile and then package. That's it. Moment I do that now, Maven is helping me for whatever code I've developed now. That code is being extracted and packaged into one file. My complete project is in one file and that file goes for the deployment. Did you understand now? Yes. See this here, what file it is going to generate, we will get to know that. After this, you will realize what file it is generating. So we have to be very good with Maven. Are you understanding? Everyone, see this here. See this here. See, it generated one file. Can you see that now? In my project under target folder, one file is created. Now, what is this file? This is the complete logic of my project packaged in one archive file, which you can see here in the IDE, this file. Now, this file to generate, we should know how to use what? Maven. How to use what? Maven. Okay. Then we people have to be good with GitHub. Another thing, GitHub. Then we people have to analyze our code review. Have you written the code with the best standard practices? Imagine you have created a variable, never used it. You have written a code in your project and that code is never been used. Then why are you keeping that code in your project? Unnecessarily increasing the project size. So I will do a code review using SonarQube. Using what? SonarQube. You can see this here. We have it right somewhere here, SonarQube. Okay. Are you understanding now? We'll use what? SonarQube. Fine. Then we will learn Dockers. Why Dockers? Okay. Now I'm developing the software and I'm running in my local computer. Software is working fine. But now when I take the software which I developed in my local computer, it is on Windows. Where did I develop my project? In Windows. But now this project that I've developed in Windows, I will move it to Linux. And guess what? Project is not working. There is a compatibility issue that I'm seeing because the project is not running successfully in Linux, but it was working in Windows. There is some compatibility issue. If you want your project to not have compatibility issue, we will use Dockers. If you run your project using Dockers, I can run that project in Mac, in Linux, in Windows, everywhere. Is this clear, everyone? Why Dockers? Everybody got it now? And all these Dockers that you run, we will use all these Dockers in one place. We'll keep all these Dockers in one place. Dockers are nothing but your projects and running of that project. That all collection of Dockers, we will keep it in something called as Kubernetes. Kubernetes. Are you understanding now? Right? See this here. Fine. We will be learning what? Kubernetes. Then you will be learning Jira, which is again very, very important. Why, sir, Jira? Now, Jira is important because tomorrow when you join company, they will give you some defect to fix. They might give you some requirement to work on. Okay. From how the requirement is being shared to you, allocated to you, requirement work is completed or not, everything will be tracked using Jira. And you should have knowledge of Jira. Without knowledge of Jira, you join company, you will not even know what's happening. Sir, I know Java. Very good, sir. But with that knowledge, today's market, you can't crack interview, you cannot work in company. Did you understand this now? So we have to learn what? Jira. Because Jira will help us how the work allocation is happening. So here you will completely have idea of agile process. Very, very popular for agile process. Right? So you will learn agile process, using that how development happens. Very frequently asked questions in interview. Okay. Like this, there are many tools I would be covering. Right? Then we have Nexus, all that we will talk about it one by one later. Nexus, JFrog, many tools are there. Some of them is been highlighted here. Okay. So these are all the services. Right? We have CloudWatch. Like I'm running my application on the server. If tomorrow my server goes down, CloudWatch service will keep checking the server. If it goes down, immediately an email notification it send me, telling that look, server 90% is now occupied. Anytime the load will increase and the server will become unresponsive. Please launch another server and run your application there. अगर आप 20 साल वाला पुराना सिलेबस पढ़ के कंपनीज में जाना चाहते हो तो ये बिल्कुल नहीं होगा. पूरा का पूरा बैंगलोर मार्केट में एक चीज जो हो रहा है, कोर जावा, सर्वलेट्स, जेएसपी, मॉनस्टैक, पाइथन, राइट, एंड फेक ड्राइव्स. समझे? Emphasis on learning until and unless is not happening in a practical and the right way, in the right direction, you cannot crack interview. Samjhe? Why PSA alone is conducting alumni meet? Why no other institutes alumni meet I see? Correct? Yes or no? Why our place students are coming to alumni meets and they are talking that I got place, I got a job. How is this happening? If your learning is proper, this will all happen. Let's continue further now. Yes. Okay. So what all things we have seen so far? Some of the tools and all of these things. Now very important is we should learn Linux. We should learn Linux and shell scripting. Why? Okay. Now whenever I deploy my server here, see this is my server. Okay, this is my server. Correct? Now this server is running here. Now I want to connect to this server. So in order to connect to this particular server, I should know the Linux commands. See, I'm connecting to my server now. From my desktop, I'm going to connect to this Linux server. Now, in order to connect with the Linux server, Linux commands are required. It is not Windows operating system where you have a GUI, you right click and do something. So what I will do here, I will teach you Linux commands. Very easy it will be. Fine. So let's connect. Let's see this here. I'll teach you all these steps in my DevOps classes. In my DevOps classes, I'll be teaching you this. Don't worry how I'm doing it. But now I'm just using some command, and using that command, I've connected to Linux server. See, connection to the Linux server is established. Now from my local computer, my connection is done with the Linux server. Now I'm creating some files in Linux. I'm creating some files in what? Linux. And these are the files in Linux. As a developer, Linux commands are important because application is running in server. If server in that application faces some problem, some log files will be generated stating what problems are there in that. Now we need to connect to Linux, analyze those files. Okay. Every developer working in the industry should have knowledge of Linux. So there is an evaluation that will happen on this. I hope this part is clear. And shell scripting will be, okay, again beneficial, okay, to automate lot of things. For example, I want to take the backup of my database exactly every night, midnight, 12 o'clock. I can do that with shell scripting. Are you understanding now? Okay, because the data backup is very important. If I keep the data in one place, if that gets corrupted, and if I don't have the backup, then correct. So I can automate a lot of things with shell scripting. Shell scripting is used for handling such things. Okay. So we have now talked about in a high level manner that what we need to do it and what we need to be well versed with. Is this all clear, guys? Please tell me. Please tell me. Yes. After learning all these things, then comes is your front end, code. Okay. Using Angular with TypeScript. Until and unless your backend skills are not clear, and if you start off with a front end development, it's of no use. I've seen many people directly joining Angular and TypeScript classes. And you cannot learn with Angular and TypeScript classes directly. Why, sir? For what reason? Observe. Now, what happens is the complete backend coding that I'm going to do now, I will do that coding using API development. Now, when your backend code is developed via API, here Angular will connect with your backend code if there is an API. Are you understanding now? So this API that you're developing now, once this is done, then this API, we will use it to integrate with Angular. So Angular is front end and this API development is backend. Complete logic of the code is in backend. There is no logic in Angular. Logic building happens only in the backend. Keep that in mind. In front end, there is no logic. If I am entering mobile phone number 10 digit or not, it will check in backend. Email ID format is proper or not, we will check in backend. Fine. The user has already registered. Again, he is registering with same email ID. One error message should get triggered backend. Okay. Are you understanding now? Everybody got it? Yes. Online students, offline students, all are you clear? Please tell me. All are you clear? Please tell me. अब मजा आएगा कि नहीं? आएगा कि नहीं? अब इसके लिए 2 महीना लगेगा कंप्लीट करने में. 2 महीने में कंप्लीट हो जाएगा. Then tell me one thing. How can any academy promise placements in 2 months? Why can't we be realistic? Why can't we see the things in a practical manner so that nobody can fool us? Yes or no? Why should we become, okay, a person where we are being fooled in the name of placements? Correct? Job, placement. 2 months you will get job, 6 months no job, 1 year no job, then BPO job. It should not happen like that. We have to put lot of efforts. And when we do a project, this will all be in project. There is nothing we need to worry about remembering. Yesterday one student came to me, sir इतना सारा चीज हम याद कैसे रखें? इसके लिए फाइनल आंसर है प्रोजेक्ट. अगर आपने प्रोजेक्ट पे काम करना सीख लिया तो सारी चीजें प्रोजेक्ट में आ जाए. प्रोजेक्ट में एपीआई डेवलपमेंट भी आ जाएगा, माइक्रो सर्विसेज, काफका, tools, deployment, everything. So what I will do, I'll do a project, we'll push to GitHub, we will do CDCI. In DevOps, we will again do a project, take that, deploy it in the server. End-to-end work we will finish and give. Now tell me, people have already completed the course. Have you done this? You need not install Linux in Windows. Without that only we can practice Linux. I'll talk about that in my Linux classes. You need not have Linux operating systems for that. Okay? See, right now I'm typing Linux command. I don't have Linux here. Right? I'm typing Linux command. I connected here, no? I'm typing Linux command. Okay? Nowhere I'm going ahead and see this touch is nothing but again a command to create a file. I don't have Linux here. This command I'm directly writing it in the server. That EC2 server that I created now, one server that I created in AWS, this is all happening inside that server directly. This file is present inside the server now. Okay. We'll understand networking concepts. What is IPv4, IPv6? What do you mean by, okay, here concepts of, how to create your own virtual isolated networks, virtual private cloud. In that, how do we create subnets? What are subnets? What is CIDR? Everything in layman terms. Spoon feeding. Okay? इतना सारा चीज करने के बाद now you are called as a developer. But इसके लिए high focus, high dedication, and high level of practicing. Okay? No, we'll go parallelly. Linux and Java, we will take parallelly later. Both will happen parallelly later. Using all these concepts, we are doing project. Yes. Using all these concepts, we are going to do project. There are many tools I have not mentioned yet. JMeter. I will take another tool, JMeter. Why? Sir, I've developed one application. Today, 1,000 people are accessing it. It's working. 50,000 people accessing application on server working. But 90,000 people accessing crashing. How do I check how many users at a given point of time they can access my application in the server? We should know JMeter. Performance testing. Correct? Many more tools are there. Are you? No, that's not testing. Earlier, JMeter was restricted for testing, but today JMeter has many more features which can be used by developers and they can perform load testing by themselves. Load runner is now not being used. That was by HP earlier, but now JMeter is very popular. Okay, sir, as a fresher, how can I get job? इतना सब सीखने के बाद, right? Resume will have high value creation. Okay, if you tell I'm a fresher, you forget about job. Okay, you just basically forget about job. This is the ground reality, because today's market is AI market, and I will also keep using AI tools in between with this. Okay, how to use AI and make our development more better. Okay, sir, I am a fresher, so as a fresher मुझे as a fresher का ही syllabus में जो पढ़ा दो, ऐसा नहीं होता है. Company project is one for all. I'm not going to hire you as a fresher and tell you that manager बोलेगा एक काम करो मेरे लिए चाय लेके आ जाओ. Correct? You are also developer. Experienced people are also developer. Both should have skills. Got it? You don't tell I'm a fresher. I should not know how to work with GitHub. This is where things goes wrong, because this is what the marketing is. Got it? Are you understanding? They will tell freshers job, we will provide you. But उसके लिए training तो होना चाहिए ना. आप resume में क्या डालोगे बताओ? 100% project completions in Bangalore cannot happen. Bangalore तक का मुझे पता है cannot happen. क्यों? Because trainer industry से नहीं है. YouTube trainers. Are you understanding? Okay? YouTube trainers. 100% from industry they will not be. I can learn from YouTube. I can learn something. I can make my presentation good. I can conduct fake drives. I can create one blind, perception about placements. but data of placements not there, project work not there. Talk to 6 months old students in that academy. Have you done project? Have you worked on Linux? Have you worked on DevOps? Do you know deployment? Talk this much and tell me what happens. Sir, in 2021, 20 batch will be there. 2021, 22, 23, 24, 25 batch will be there. I'm 21 batch. We'll be teaching same to everyone. How will it be different? बाबा, पढ़ाई करने के लिए डिफरेंस क्या है? आपको बंदूक सिखाना चलाना सिखाऊंगा तो फ्रेशर को नहीं सिखाऊंगा क्या? आपको अकेले को गोली मारना आना चाहिए, बाकी गोली नहीं मारना चाहिए. जब मैं वॉर फील्ड में भेजूंगा तो मैं फ्रेशर को विदाउट में गोली भेजू बंदूक के साथ. आप फ्रेशर हो, गोली मत चलाओ, सिर्फ बंदूक रखो. गोली तो सबको चलाना पड़ेगा ना, तभी सामने वाला क्या होगा, आपको सीरियसनेस से देखेगा. वहां बैठ के बोलोगे आई एम अ फ्रेशर, प्लीज गिव मी जॉब, ऐसे नहीं होने वाला है. देयर इज नो सेपरेट सिलेबस. ये मिथ फर्स्ट किल करना है. ओके, कम आउट ऑफ दिस मिथ. द डे यू आर अ डेवलपर, द डे यू हैव राइट स्किल्स, दैट्स द डे यू फाइंड अ जॉब फॉर योरसेल्फ. और इसके लिए टाइम लगेगा, 6.5 months. सर इन 2 days क्लासेस सर, 1 hour जावा, अनदर 1 hour डेवऑप्स. अब वो मुझ पे छोड़ दीजिए. We will take the classes based on the learner's capability of learning. Okay, timings of the classes depends on the learner's capability. End goal that day's class should be clear. Okay, sir, if I want to join your March batch, can I get your previous record? Previous recording में कुछ नहीं रखा है, मेरा batches update होते जाता है. If you are watching my previous recorded classes and learning, it will nowhere match with my current classes. Are you understanding? I keep updating the syllabus. Syllabus is not fixed, so don't refer any of the. Sir, why no industry trainers? It is because of moonlighting, not moonlighting. See, point is, see, I'll tell you one thing. Doing work is different and training is different. But combining both and training is much more different. Because, see, I can do work. I need not explain anywhere, anyone. I need not break my head. I know how to work on GitHub. But to train you on GitHub, I have to break my head. Why? सामने वाला fresher है. First time he is learning. He has never done this particular work. I have to start in a way that is comfortable enough to learn and to create that stories to make you learn. This time कर. Did you understand? तो इसमें experience तो रहना जरूरी है, but उसके साथ training experience भी जरूरी है. Got it? Because if I now teach you, let's say a concept, okay, virtual private cloud. Now, if I don't give you a proper realistic layman terms example, आप समझ ही नहीं पाओगे. You will get disinterested with my class. You will get away from my classes. Explanation has to be layman. That's what it is. Okay. I'm living in Pune, sir. Can I do this online? Yes, of course. Why not? Do you provide other cities? What is that? Do you, okay. In DevOps, totally non-coding. ऐसा नहीं है. When you learn Terraform, there is another tool I did not talk about. हमें scripts आना चाहिए. There's a script called as HCL, but that's easy. It's a very wrong way of promoting. Go with DevOps, not development. Both together is an advantage thing. Got it? If you're learning development, DevOps. If you're learning DevOps development, then only your profile has good ranking. Don't go with this YouTube marketing. वो आता है ना, suddenly एक person आएगा, एक lady आएगी, and then बोलेगी, if you want job in 2025, you should know how to work with Kubernetes. You should know how to work with Kafka. Right? और उसमें DevOps नहीं रहेगा. ऐसा नहीं करना है. दोनों combine करके जाना है. Sir, but let's say I have all skills for a job requirement, but I don't have any experience in the company. Will I, क्यों नहीं मिलेगा भाई? आप डर क्यों रहे हो? हम सारी चीजें बात करेंगे. We see how many calls offline students were telling. Some of the friends, कितने calls आ रहे थे भाई? कल बता रहे थे ना. ऑनलाइन स्टूडेंट्स बताओ, आपके फ्रेंड्स लोगों को कितने कॉल्स आ रहे थे? 7-8 कॉल्स पर डे आ रहे थे. ऑनलाइन वाले बताओ कितने कॉल्स आ रहे थे? आई वांट टू डेवलप AR AI रिलेटेड वेबसाइट. देखो, फर्स्ट जॉब ले लो. पहले जो चीजें चाहिए अभी हमें उस पे फोकस करना है. इज दिस क्लियर? एंड ऑल्सो वी विल टॉक अबाउट इट नाउ. Baba, I'm not developing some small project at the end. When I say e-commerce portal that I'm developing, we'll use Redis cache. We will prepare an ER diagram for it. We will prepare a high-level design for it, low-level design, how it is prepared, what is functional requirement for it, looking at that, how coding happens. Then after that, we people will learn API gateway. We will secure our project. वो सब में भी बात नहीं कर रहा हूँ, right? Then after that, we people will look at, okay, how do we package that project? We will implement DevOps skills. We'll deploy that particular thing. How to test our APIs using Postman, Swagger. बहुत सारे tools है. I'm not talking any about all of those things right now. Okay? तो ये कोई छोटा मोटा प्रोजेक्ट नहीं रहेगा. प्रोजेक्ट ही अपने को 2 महीना चला जाएगा. अच्छे से करेंगे उसको. ठीक है? हाँ. Presently, I'm working in manufacturing company, IT on-site support. Okay, that's it. Course fees and duration. Let me come to that now. See, course duration is going to be 6 months. Course duration is going to be 6 months. Okay, sorry, 6.5 months. Right? Course duration will be 6.5 months. Now, the course fee all put together for a value creation, right? I have never not increased my fees. It remains the same. 26,000. 26,000. Is this clear? Right? Now, whatever course I'm giving it, with this syllabus, please check the fees and tell me. And does it match with our content? So this will be more like value creation that's happening for your profile. 26,000 is what it is going to be. And next, every Saturday alumni meet will happen. Every Saturday alumni meet will happen for latest interview questions. Latest interview questions which we will gather from placed candidate. Resume preparation I will teach you. Resume preparation, how to prepare a resume, my responsibility. Then okay, getting interview calls will be my responsibility. How each fellow has to get here 4 to 5 interview calls daily, genuine interview calls. We will work on that. You need not worry about it. Just keep following. Is this clear, everyone? Now, packages, I can say 7 LPA should be the minimum package to begin with all these skill sets, whether you are 2024 or whether you are a gap student. Okay? I don't mention any website out there. My website is outdated. मैं website के ऊपर काम कर ही नहीं रहा. Got it? मेरा website update होके 7 साल हो गया. So what syllabus you're seeing in website is 7 years old. Okay? Website, nowhere I maintain it. उसमें जो भी फोटोज वगैरह देख रहे हो सब बहुत पुराने बच्चे जो प्लेस्ड वाले. Forget about website. Forget about the syllabus in website. The syllabus that I'm talking is this. Is this clear? And the syllabus copy that you got is also wrong. सर आप ऐसा क्यों करते हो? Right? देखो point क्या है ना, syllabus I keep modifying it depending on what is best required for current market, and I cannot keep working on that copy of syllabus every time. Okay? So अभी जो बताया that is the latest syllabus. Sir, kindly upload this on YouTube. We can see it from starting. Yes, it's already getting streamed live on YouTube. You can see that. Do you provide interview calls for companies located in Pune, all over India? आपको कॉल आएगा, बट आपको मुझे फॉलो करना है. फॉलो करना है मतलब यू हैव टू फॉलो मी लाइक अ गुरु, नॉट एज अ ट्रेनर. अगर मैं बोलूं जंप ऑफ फ्रॉम द विंडो, यू नॉट आस्क मी व्हाई, यू से जय श्री राम एंड जंप ऑफ. समझे क्या? गॉट इट? अगर वो डेडिकेशन आपका रहा, देन थिंग्स इज इजी. इज इज क्लियर एवरीवन? ज्यादा सोचना नहीं है, काम करते जाना. ज्यादा सोचोगे फिर क्या होगा? काम बिगड़ जाएगा. ओके सर, आई एम रेडी टू जंप. कूद मत जाना भाई, मैं बता रहा हूं मैं आपको कि एटलीस्ट जो असाइनमेंट्स देता हूं उसको करना है. इफ आई टेल यू प्रिपेयर डेली, डेली प्रिपेयर करना है. अच्छा फ्रेंड सर्कल बनाना है, पॉजिटिव फ्रेंड्स के साथ रहना है, नेगेटिव लोगों के साथ नहीं रहना है. गॉट इट? प्रैक्टिस करने वाले लोगों के साथ रहो जो आपको पॉजिटिव रखेगा. एवरीडे टेक्नोलॉजी के बारे में डिस्कशन करना है, साथ में प्रोजेक्ट्स बनाना है, साथ में इंटरव्यूज देना है. ऐसे फ्रेंड्स बनाना. ओके, इज इज क्लियर? और यहाँ पे अच्छे फ्रेंड्स भी निकलेंगे जो कि लाइफ टाइम तक फ्रेंड्स रहेंगे. Got it? Dedicatedly work on that as well. Sir, I'm a student of university. Due to some reasons, I was unable to come last year. Join करो भाई, मैंने already बोला change of batch is eligible for all. आप कितने भी batch change करो, मुझे नहीं फर्क पड़ता. No charges for that. Does every batch every month do you help for mock interview? मैं बताऊंगा mock interview case. Sir, who is the trainer for all classes? I'm the only trainer for all the classes. Got it? Only trainer for all the classes. सर आप अकेले इतना सारा सब पढ़ाओगे क्या? तो कंपनी में सारी चीज हम ही करेंगे ना। यस और नो? मेरा लैपटॉप कोई दूसरा ऑन करेगा, फिर मेरी कुर्सी कोई दूसरा लगाएगा, फिर मैं लैपटॉप के सामने आधा कोड में क्या कोर जावा पे मैं काम करूंगा, फिर दूसरे चीज पे कोई दूसरा ऐसे थोड़ी ना होता है। कंपनी में तो सारी चीज हमें ही करना है। दैट इज वाई योर फुल स्टैक डेवलपर, राइट? यस और नो? नया सिलेबस इज अ 2.0 सिलेबस, लाइक रजनीकांत रोबो 2.0, दिस विल बी व्हाट? सिलेबस 2.0। जस्ट गो एंड टेल योर फ्रेंड्स, सीनियर्स 5 साल के जो एक्सपीरियंस है, सर ये सब पढ़ाने वाले सही सिलेबस है या नहीं? ओके, every day how much hours needed? Until and unless you don't get bored, keep studying every day. That's the policy. जब तक बोर नहीं हो जाते हो पढ़ते जाना है। और पढ़ने का एक तरीका है, 2 घंटा पढ़ना है, पीछे पार्क है, आधा घंटा वॉकिंग करना है, फिर आना है, आधा घंटा रिलैक्स करना है, फिर 2 घंटा पढ़ना है, फिर पीछे पार्क है, वॉकिंग करना है, फिर आना है, फिर पढ़ना है। तो इससे क्या होगा? कंसंट्रेशन बने रहेगा। गॉट इट? एवरीबॉडी गॉट इट नाउ? So you have to keep it balanced like this. Group discussion, mock interview, this will all happen. Sir, I don't know anything about coding. आपको कल से पता चल जाएगा। कल से कोडिंग क्लासेस चालू होगी, कोर जावा, एंड आफ्टर 6-7 क्लासेस आई विल स्टार्ट विद लिनक्स। बट वन इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग, उस दिन का प्रैक्टिस उस दिन नहीं किया तो यू विल बी आउट ऑफ द गेम। ओके? उस दिन का उस दिन प्रैक्टिस किया तो 2 घंटा इज सफिशिएंट फॉर प्रिपरेशन। उस दिन का उस दिन प्रैक्टिस नहीं किया, देन यू विल फाइंड ट्रबल। Diverting your mind, suddenly I will write government exams, suddenly you will think I will go for some banking exams। ये सब mindset से कोर्स बिल्कुल ना करो। ओके? EMI facility will be there, 16,000 first EMI, 1 month of time, second EMI 11,000, 1,000 एक्स्ट्रा। फीस कॉम्पिटेटिव रहेगा और नया नया सिलेबस उसी फीस में मिलते रहेगा। समझे क्या? इज दिस क्लियर? ओके सर, आई विल बी देयर ऑन 9th March बिकॉज आई टेक ट्रेन ऑन 7th March। बिल्कुल आइए, हम सब आपका इंतजार करेंगे। Sir, will I get recorded class of tomorrow's class? Yes, I'll give you recorded class. Okay, roadmap clear tha? So just quickly tell me what all we have to study now. First, what we have to study? Core Java. Then what you have to study? Servlets, JSP, JDBC, that concept. Then what you have to study? Spring Boot, Hibernate, API development, microservices, Kafka, major project work. Then what you have to study? JUnit, Mockito, Jacoco. Then what you have to study? Tools like GitHub, Maven, SonarQube, Jira, JMeter, etc. Got it? These tools we have to study. Then after that, we people have to be very okay. Dockers. Okay, a lot of things are there. At least highlights. Dockers, Dockerization, this all we should be good with. Okay. Then after that, we have to study DevOps. In DevOps, what do you have to study? Linux. First thing is Linux. Why Linux is required? To interact with the Linux servers, this is required. Then we will learn shell scripting. After that, AWS services. What we will do using AWS services? Create infrastructure. Take infrastructure on rent in AWS. Then after that, we will deploy our project in those servers, right? Where we will learn CDCI, Jenkins. So today everything is automated. It is not that I'll manually take my code and deploy it. Moment I put my code into GitHub, automatically code will be picked from there and will move for deployment. Everything is automated. कोई manually हर बार नहीं करते जाएगा. One time setup. You just push the code to GitHub, automatically it will go to the servers. Are you understanding? Yes. Syllabus clarity given, placement clarity given, resume preparation our responsibility, getting interview calls. I will tell you what are the strategies. If you simply follow what I'm telling, you'll get the calls. Are you understanding? No mass interviews concept. One campus drive, 500 people, 2 selected, 20 fake photos added. We have to work on individual calls. How he can get calls, how you can get calls, how you can get calls. Individual phone calls. Is this clear? Yes, no तो बोल दो भैया। हाँ? Yes, पक्का? अच्छा, अभी थोड़ा कॉन्फिडेंस आ रहा है। अब कल कॉन्फिडेंस आएगा जब कोर जावा समझने में आसान होगा। बट पूरा फोकस लगा के बैठना है, ठीक है? यहां वहां देखना नहीं है, पूरा फ्रेशली आना है क्लास के लिए। ओके, पूरा फ्रेशली, 1 घंटा फुल फ्रेशनेस। ओके, फिर 3 महीने के बाद कुछ बोलने की जरूरत नहीं होगी, ऑटोमेटिकली स्टूडेंट्स विल बिकम सीरियस। शुरुआत में थोड़ा रूटीन बनाने में टाइम लगेगा। शुरुआत में लगेगा सर 1 ही घंटे का क्लास है, पूरा दिन क्या करूं, ऐसे लगेगा। फिर 3 महीने के बाद लगेगा सर 1 ही दिन है, इतनी सारी चीजें कैसे पढ़ूं। गो स्टेप बाय स्टेप एंड इंक्रीज द स्पीड। सर आई टेक, बाद में देखते हुए, एडमिशन का आपके ऊपर छोड़ा है, इसको जब लेना आप लीजिए, ठीक है? हम उस पर बात नहीं करेंगे। मेरा काम है पढ़ाना, आपका काम है पढ़ना। पढ़ाना पसंद आया, पढ़ना पसंद आया तो ज्वाइन करना। ओके, इज दिस क्लियर? आपको कोई फेक फालतू के मैसेजेस नहीं आएंगे, डिस्काउंट फॉर टुडे, 100% जॉब गारंटी, इन्फोसिस हायरिंग। फिर आप इंस्टीट्यूट आओगे, हाँ मैसेज आया मुझे, आपके लिए नहीं है भाई, पेड स्टूडेंट के लिए, आप फीस भरो फिर आपको प्लेसमेंट देंगे। वो सब कुछ नहीं होगा। थैंक यू वेरी मच सर। सर एक्सप्लेन अबाउट लॉन्ग गैप्स। कुछ नहीं है भाई, गैप है, टैकल करना है, प्लेसमेंट लेना है, सारी चीजें क्लास में बात करेंगे, एक्चुअल क्लास में। सब डेमो क्लास में हो जाएगा क्या? हाँ, मूवी रिलीज होने के पहले ट्रेलर दिखता है ना, हाँ या ना? ट्रेलर में मूवी देख दिया तो मूवी का मतलब क्या फिर? तो थोड़ा वेट करना पड़ेगा, ये अभी सिलेबस समझा है हमने, वेट करो, कॉल्स आएगा पॉसिबल 100%। इधर ही क्रेडिट कार्ड पेमेंट, क्रेडिट कार्ड को गूगल पे के साथ जोड़ो, गूगल पे से पेमेंट करो। यस, वी कैन अटैच द क्रेडिट कार्ड टू गूगल पे, राइट? हाँ, best of luck guys, god bless you all. I'll meet up again tomorrow, and tomorrow onwards our job is going to be fully, we'll talk about what is cache and all, don't worry. See, for example, now there is redis cache, there is some static data. Okay, I load some application. For example, let's go here. See, redis cache, somebody wanted to know. See, I'll go to now Salesforce. Salesforce is one of the company which is a CRM application. I can sign up with Salesforce, start a free trial. When I start for a free trial, when I start for a free trial, I'll get one sign up page. Now, if you notice the country and region, this data is fixed. In my web page, this data is fixed. Now, every time I access this page, all these country names has to be displayed in this drop down box. If I keep this data in my database, reading data from the database and getting that here will slow down my performance of application. So what we will do? We will use Redis cache. What is Redis cache? Redis cache will store your static data, and loading of static data you will do from Redis cache, because that is faster. Reading of data from Redis cache is faster than reading the data from the database. So I'll go with Redis cache. Did you understand? सिलेबस बहुत बड़ा है, मैं सारी चीजें एक ही दिन में नहीं बता पाऊंगा, जब आगे बढ़ेगी क्लैरिटी आएगा। ओके, एवरीबॉडी गॉट दिस नाउ? यस, स्टूडेंट हुएवर आस्क्ड मी दिस क्वेश्चन। ओके, सर इज एनी बुक फॉर इंटरव्यू प्रिपरेशन एंड प्रैक्टिस? यस, आई विल गिव यू. Did BCom, did BCom and I'm from insurance background. Is it okay? Yes. Guys, कल क्लास चालू करते, नोटबुक लेके आना है. रूल नंबर 1, a book, a pen, a fresh book. Initial classes, I'll dictate the notes, will go slow. Okay, so that you feel little bit, you know, what do you say, you get more clarity with writing and foundation becomes little strong. Once foundation is strong, then slowly we will avoid that school habit of writing and we'll go with a practical approach. Okay. Do we have to come offline for interview process? You can attend interview from anywhere. That doesn't matter. Do you provide notes in PDF? Initial classes, I'll dictate, I will give the notes, you have to write down. After some classes, I will give you soft copy of notes like this. See, yeah, on the text file, I keeping all the pointers, notes, everything. I will put that in our study material section in the app. In that batch, study material section, you will have all my study materials later. But in the advanced classes, not now. Sir, we will again start from scratch or continue from the demo. Scratch, core Java day 1. Nobody knows programming. Starting from level 0. When you will start DevOps, 10 days later, I will send you messages. Okay, 10 days later. So separate batch can I join? I don't know. Separate batch is a new batch when it starts. If you get intimation, you can see that. Monday to Friday, I take classes. Saturday, alumni meet. Monday to Friday classes. Saturday, interaction with placed candidate. Monday to Friday class. Saturday, interaction placed candidate. 6 days a week, 5 days classes, 1 day questions gathering. 5 days class, questions gathering. Is this clear? Total how many classes to finish the course? मैंने कैलकुलेट नहीं किया हुआ है. 6.5 महीना हम लगाते, कंप्लीट करते. बीच में अगर होता है तो स्पेशल क्लास लेंगे, अगर स्लो जा रहे तो. Kindly provide soft copy of notes for 7th and 8th March. I have a syllabus copy. I'll give you later. What about the demo classes we attended earlier? ये demo नहीं था. Demo कल से चालू होगा. ठीक है? That is not our demo count. Demo class will start from tomorrow when you start programming classes. What's the timing, sir? 11:30 is the timing. 11:30 to 12:30. ठीक है? हो गया सारा क्वेश्चंस? और कोई क्वेश्चन है? सर आई हैव अटेंडेड अर्लियर. ओके, आप पिछले बैच में ज्वाइन किए थे, नो प्रॉब्लम. बट अमन, इस बार क्या होगा? आपके कोर जावा के साथ साथ लिनक्स भी मिल जाएगा, पैरेलली चले. ठीक है, मैं वो अनाउंस करता हूँ. व्हाट इज इवनिंग टाइमिंग? आई टेल यू. सर, व्हाट विल बी क्लास आवर्स? मैंने बोल दिया ना, 11:30 से 12:30. ऑलरेडी टोल्ड दैट. ओके, चलो, लेट्स कैच अप टुमारो. बाय गाइस, टेक केयर. Yes, you can do that. You can come online and you can attend online, come offline later. You can do that. I will tell you about the timing, Gautam.